Welcome to Lingua Latina, Chapter 1, Lesson 1, Exercises. And so here I want to give you a quick introduction to the exercises and the way they're set up. The exercises are critical to building your understanding of Latin because they reinforce the grammar and the vocabulary and also have you practice producing the Latin forms that you've been reading. Without the exercises, you really aren't going to learn Latin at all. Actually, you need these to make any progress. So the way they're organized is each lesson and each chapter is divided into 3 lessons called lectios. So lectio prima here is going to usually have roughly 3 exercises, and often the first one is a grammar exercise, the second one is a vocabulary exercise, and the third one has you answering questions in Latin. So let's look at this, and you'll see that they're directly linked to the text that we just read. So the first question here in Capitulum Primum, Exercitium Primum, is Italia in Europa, and over here in the white box it shows, you see that over here on the right, it shows the 2 options for all of these questions, est or sunt. And from what we've just read, we realize that est means is and sunt means are. So when we see Italia in Europa, we type in est, there we go. Type in est, and it says that we got it correct. We get a nice pleasant sound and a green check. Now Gallia in Europa, you try this one. Est is correct. Italia et Gallia in Europa. Let's say that we thought that that was est. We would get a bonk sound and an exclamation point telling us that we got it wrong. And so now let's try what we know is the correct answer, because we have Italia et Gallia, Italy and Gaul, which is France. In Europa est or sunt, we know that it is sunt, and we got it correct. So let's go on to the next exercise. After you finish those, you exercise 2, Italia blank Europa est, Graecia blank in Europa est. So here we have a list of vocabulary that we've used in the chapter. And we have et, fluvius, in, the enclitic ne, meaning it is attached to a word, non, quoque, sed, and ubi. If you don't understand what these words mean, then you definitely need to go reread through section 1, because those words were covered in section 1. Et, fluvius, in, ne, non, quoque, and sed, and ubi. Et is and, fluvius, river, in means in, ne is a question word, non, quoque, sed, ubi. You should know those from context. So now when you see Italia in Europa est, which I just said the answer, Graecia blank in Europa est, Graecia quoque in Europa est, Italia blank Graecia in Europa sunt. What goes in that blank? Et. Est blank Arabia in Europa? Est ne. Okay, and now let's go on to exercise number 3. Here's where you get to provide your own Latin sentences. Ubi est Roma? The answer, Roma in Italia est. You don't get to type that in, you actually say it. Roma in Italia est. Ubi est Italia? Italia in Europa est. Go ahead and finish those exercises, and I'll see you in lesson 2.